I don't know what it is, but I just love being black. DJ here.
What up, doe? It's your girl Blair. You know, my melanin was popping yesterday. It's popping today, and it's sure enough gonna be popping tomorrow.
It's your boy Red, and you're listening to the Highly Melanated Podcast.
Hey guys. Welcome back to another episode of Highly Melanated Podcast, the safe space where it's okay to get rid of the old and make space for the new.
Okay.
All right. I'll take it.
Okay. PJ is actually ready for the second half of the year, as we are now in July. My God.
I was about to say, you should be ready for the second half of the year. We in it.
Oh, he's here.
It's here. Red, I'm glad that summer is here. I just want the sun to turn it down a little bit and stop cooking everybody's skin. red air fryer red.
Literally, everybody is literally cooked.
Yo, for real.
It's crazy.
Blair is buffering like PJ was.
I'm glad I could rub off with somebody.
Yes, thank you. Blair is also looking forward to the second half of the year. It's kind of like a fresh start, if you will.
Yeah.
Your second wind.
Ooh, okay.
If we could just get some wind that's not hot. Shit.
Look.
And the gang is back. We are back for another episode. Shout out to, there is a previous episode out there that we did record at the beginning of the month of June, I think. And unfortunately, the way my finances have been set up, it has yet to be edited because Adobe said, sir. But also, PJ is tired of Apple.
Ooh.
I'm going to say this now, before we get into it. PJ is tired of Apple because I put in $274 into my account and I was like, fantastic. Let me go home and get some things. Let me hurry up and get home. And I was like, before Apple finds out. They found out immediately. They
That's
said,
'cause it's a cult.
not because you know what it is I made a TikTok about this. Like
It is a cult.
But not even the cult. I'm talking about like the payment stuff. So
Exactly.
Apple,
You gotta pay to be a member of the cult. Whether you want to or not, once you're in it, you're in it.
Apple was like, you know how a vendor will be like, okay, we'll try a couple of times, and then if you got no money in your account is on hold until you contact us and update your payment. Apple will be like, it's okay, we'll be back tomorrow. It's okay. We'll be back again and again and again and every single day up until they get their money. And shout out to you, Apple, for just being rude and disrespectful. But
Just making sure that they pad their pockets and
I know that at the end of the day, they know somebody gonna pay it.
somebody gonna have to, unless you want to. You think you want to upload something? Update your billing, please.
to update your billing.
How was your week been, guys?
Good. It's been good. Just enjoying the long weekend, so to say. Aside from all the rain and the terrible weather, but other than that, it's been good. But you know, we needed this weather to cool things down. So,
My God.
yeah.
Bro, it was. I mean, I think it was like this all across the country, right? Like it was.
Yeah. The heat wave of sorts.
Of sorts. Like it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I'm good. It's funny talking about the heat wave. I went over to my parents' place, and it was funny because they were like, they kind of got into like this argument I put quotes on it because it wasn't a real argument, but they got into this, my mom and my dad got into an argument about who was cooking over the grill because nobody wanted to be out in the heat.
Jeez.
Okay.
So it was funny because my mother's all like, "Oh, I lit the grill for you." And my dad's like, "Oh, and so you want me to cook?" He's like, "It gotta be me." She was like, "Well, I was just saying, like, I can go out there." He was like, "Oh, I bet you would want me to go out there." Nah, nah, nah. I said, "I'll do it."
No, that was the plan.
All
Of course
along.
it was.
That
All
was
along. They had a meeting beforehand. They're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get Chris to cook, but this is how we're going to do it.
and,
Of course.
And it worked.
And it worked.
So
They
now
got
I
you.
was out there. Well, to be fair, my mother was out there with me because, she started, was like, "Oh, I'll just do it." But, I was out there in the heat and the smoke was getting to my face. I don't even know how I still have eyebrows. Because between the sun's heat and then the barbecue pit heat and then the heat of everything else, it was ridiculous. So I was out there sweating bullets. Sweating bullets. But the food was good.
Well, that's all that matters at the end of the day. If y'all was eating good.
At the end of the day gotta end.
As long as you was... Sure.
Howdy doing it?
Sure.
It does.
Sure.
Correct.
Correct. You know what? You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. When you're right, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Let me try.
So last week, okay, so I was sick for a little while, and so I missed Pride because I was losing it. I was in this place with like 101 fever, and it wouldn't let up, and the sweat was not making it any better. I got sick because of the graduation, not Jayla's graduation, but one of the graduations for one of my schools. I missed Pride. I missed another graduation that I was supposed to be there. My cousin texts me and she's like, "You didn't reach out to me. This is my season. I'm a drag queen at heart. I needed to be there." And I'm like, meanwhile, I'm in the bed fighting for my life. So I don't have any idea about what's going on. And then this heat wave happened. I started feeling better. And I was like, okay, great. I have another week, which is this week, to start teaching. And so I did a service. And so this is the 5th of July, which is, shout out to Des. Des just turned 50, my best friend, aka my sister. And so the plan was to go to her party.
Did you say IKA?
Who's IKA?
Did you say IKA? My sister? It sounded like you said IKA.
Oh, AKA. AKA. Also known as.
Yes. But it sounded like you said cut this out. But it sounded like you said IKA. I was like, it's AKA.
If I said IKA,
Sorry, you can cut all this out. I was just kind of like, huh?
She's like, but that don't make no sense. But it was her 50th birthday. Also, Jayla was leaving for college. And so I was trying to give her graduation gift. I worked a complete service, which was a huge service, which the church also just turned their AC on as we got there.
I'm screaming.
And there is nothing sexy about a man standing in front of the casket while you're doing your final viewing, and I am sweating bullets. And the only one sweating the way I sweat. So, like, I had my flag. I had one of my flags, so like the Haitian flag, in my pocket. It is now no longer red, white, and blue. It's red, white, and pink. So, well, it's pink, white, and blue actually now. So because it's faded, but it was it. I am so glad that heat is gone because I don't think I could have made it. And I didn't go to her party either. I felt really bad, but I tried. I came home. I was exhausted. And like the heat is draining. So shout out to all the people.
Really tired, yeah.
Shout out to all the people who out there who are the real ones, our real the essential workers who is out there in the day, outside, in the heat, the construction workers, the people who are on the cemeteries actually doing all the things, the people who are traffic cops or whatever, crossing guards, whoever. Well, who's crossing guard are you during the summer? But
post office workers.
Post office people, everyone who's out there.
We got to be outside during this. Y'all is the real MVP.
Because I can't.
It's gonna be a no for me,
It's
dog.
gonna be y'all gonna get your stuff tomorrow.
Or never.
Oh, never. It's gonna be I will hand it
There's
to
Or
going to be a
never.
delay.
Yeah, so
Sunlight.
but this week I think it's going good for me so far. So yeah. I'm just glad that we're back. I'm glad to be back. This will be a double episode because I'm gonna release both at the same time.
Not a double episode.
Not a double whammy.
It's gonna have to because every single time I'm like, okay, so we'll release this one next week, and then it gets lost in the sauce. So
They is so sick of us.
Double whammy.
Okay, happy. How many days after Juneteenth is it at this point? Because I ain't do anything for the 4th.
I guess it normally would be me, but I don't think I have a question.
Let me move this mic closer to my mouth.
The hell? Wait a minute. Not you going against protocol.
I know, right? I don't know. Question of the week, question of the week, question of the week. Your questions as they pertain to you prospectively and introspectively. So, I guess one thing that I have been thinking about is places to go. Like, so it's the second half of the year. It doesn't always have to be a trip. Sometimes it could be like, to the Bahamas and to Spain and, it doesn't have to be like something like that. Sometimes it could just be something relatively simple or in your neighborhood. Is there something that you want to see this summer? I'll go first. I actually want to see the Obama Presidential Library.
Ooh.
That's nice.
It looks very entertaining, very stunning. I don't know if that's just me being old, like I'm excited to go to a museum, but it looks like it's something that I need to see very soon.
Piggybacking off of that, while it might not be in the fully answer your question because it's not in my plans for the second half of this year, but how do do you say it? Similarly.
Jesus, I can't do it either.
Similac.
Something
Similar to that. 'Cause I cannot say the correct pronunciation of the word. Similar to that, I would love to see the gas station in Ireland that's dedicated to the Obamas. Have you guys seen this? I literally just saw this on TikTok yesterday. There's a whole gas station in Ireland that is like Barack Obama themed out, like the whole thing. So I would love to see that one of these days.
I'm
in
sure
Ireland.
the Tangerine loves that.
Speaking of the tangerine, I want to give a special shout out to all the MAGA people who had to take shelter with our ancestors. Don't you feel bad? The irony of that.
I saw that today.
And
I saw a video of that.
if you guys have never taken the time to go to the Black American History Museum in DC, I tell you, I implore you to go through do it the way they want you to do it, which I believe is from top to bottom. But either way, it is a beautiful thing. And, shout out to our ancestors, just like, so who's here to help you now? Once again, Black people to the rescue. Once again.
Listen, it was, I saw that today as I was coming home. That popped up in my feed. And I just think the irony is just so hilarious because I think that the barrier to a lot of people is just the simple fact that they just don't want to learn anything new. And so here you are, you're forced inside to take a look around.
Take a gander.
Look around.
Man, you might learn a thing or two,
So,
You know what we're talking about, right, Blair? Mm-hmm. Every Black person should know. Shout out to all the Black people out there who still just doing Black as fuck shit. Like, we've been on it since before Target. We've been on it. Okay.
Lord have mercy. That's a whole can of worms there too.
it was like pivot.
Yeah, with the whole Target Jay-Z 20th anniversary stuff.
Pivot. I said pivot.
You did. So we will. We will pivot right into today's topic, which interestingly enough isn't too far off.
Okay, now that we
So
think about
maybe
it,
not be like a full about face, but it is a slight pivot,
I
if you will.
swear to God, I was like about sideways,
About sideways,
sideways.
about 45 degrees.
about your
Right.
shoulder.
It's about an acute angle, if you
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
Okay. So, uh, PJ brought this discussion topic to the group, and we all thought it was very interesting. The long and short of it is there's been a lot of discourse online recently about how. Okay, let me start here. I think most people would agree with the statement or find some type of validity in the validity. Wow. Find some type of validity in the statement that the song by Carisha, Spendette, is the quote unquote song of the summer. You cannot get too far, whether it's outside, whether you're on social media, whether you're flipping through channels on TV, whatever it is, without hearing where all my scamming ass niggas at? Spending that money fast, 20s, 50s, hundreds cash. Boy, go in that go yard bag. Why are y'all looking at me like that?
First of all, I'm looking at you because the smile that you have on your face as you do it.
Just
I
so
don't
much
like that y'all
pleasure.
looking at me like you don't know the song.
Secondly, I actually have never heard this song.
Heard the lyrics?
I have never heard. I know it exists. I know there's a song about scammers out there. I have never, but
You
also
haven't heard the song?
But you do know that
So-
I don't. I stay in my own radio.
So let me
I don't-
finish it for you then.
I heard it
Where-
once PJ
Who's
said
them
it.
bitches? Where y'all at? Stuffing that shit in y'all bags just to flip it, pop some tags. Girl, go in that go yard bag. Spend that shit. Spend that shit. Spend that shit.
She is body
Spend that
rolling, y'all.
shit.
She is body rolling.
As I'm sitting here and I'm just staring in the middle of the screen, I've realized that I probably aged out.
Wow.
What?
Okay, so you know what? That low key kind of
Aged out.
changes the discussion, the trajectory of this discussion. So originally it was going to start off as, and I guess it still can, but it's very interesting to me that both of you guys are a bit detached or removed from the pull that this song kind of has on the culture right now. Just as every summer goes by, there's some mega hit that everybody's into, that everybody loves, and for the most part, it's pretty ratchet. You know, me myself personally, I love a good ratchet song, I love a good ratchet beat, and I love some good ratchet lyrics. I do. However, the discourse that I've been seeing online recently is, why are we putting so much? What's the word I'm looking for?
Energy?
Emphasis, energy.
Energy, emphasis, but like we're idolizing kind of these lyrics and kind of like this persona or this perception of like who this person is and what this person does, and we're idealizing, you know, being a scamming ass nigga and a boosting ass bitch.
You know,
as the song says.
I still don't even know what Carisha looked like.
Let's not get into all that because I'm really terrible about that kind of stuff too. People will be like, "Oh, that's that person from New Edition." I'm like, I
New
could not,
Edition?
Like, no, that's
I
Michael
could not
Jordan.
point nobody out of a lineup. Don't ask me to. I will be just like Keke Palmer. I'm so sorry to this man. I don't know who this man is. This man could be walking up to me in the middle of the street. I do not know who this is. Sorry to this man. I can't tell you what anybody looks like, but I can tell you whether or not I've heard their song. Now that I can tell you. But so just to start it off there, just like, this is not anything new. We've seen this before. We've seen that, like, you know, songs with like what a lot of people would consider like derogatory beat or language or derogatory ideas get really popular in the Black community. So just initially, what do you guys think about that?
That's loaded.
Yeah.
I feel like every generation has it. But I think the key difference that's here now is that everything is so marketed because of
Right.
social media and the visibility that we have because of primarily social media, but just media in general. And so, like, I don't know if you've ever heard like some of these people, sometimes you hear like old school songs, you hear songs that are just as ratchet, but not realize that they were made like way back when, you know, those are the same things in a way, but they didn't have the same level of visibility. So I think that's part of the problem. But then also I think it's a matter of, are we questioning like what is the purpose of some of this stuff? Like it'd be different if it's like one thing, one off. But some people, that's all they make. Like everything is about stuff that doesn't necessarily help you out as a whole or as a community. So some people who don't necessarily have the same moral compass, like you, like you're a prime example, Blair. You have a strong moral compass. You can go around and love all of the ratchet music or you want, and then still be able to come back to work and do what you got to do. There's a lot of people that don't have that. And so that's what I worry about. They think that that's life. They think that that's it.
And so I'll say this, right? And I'm going to add to this because especially when I thought about this as a conversation piece, it's like the next generation that's coming up that's looking at this, that's like, oh my God, this is the best thing since, and we can't say sliced bread anymore, but it's just the best thing.
Since avocado toast.
Since avocado toast, that's crazy. So, but like, it's like, that's life. And no, it's not life because it's like cookie cutter. So like, it's crazy to me, like what are you, dumb? Like everybody has to sound like a certain specific way, and that's what's being promoted. I think that's the main issue. Is like, who are running these television stations, these radio stations, or whatever have you, and how are they saying, well, let's market and let's put this out there so much? Because let me tell you, I am tired of, like, when you go on TikTok and you see people battling, which I'm not doing that. Even though I live stream on there now, but it's mostly gaming and music, but I'm not doing that. But I was watching this one, and there was this black girl, and she was going against this girl who was in Korea. And the girl in Korea was like, what is you, dumb? You ain't got no friends, you ain't got no follow-up. I'm not going to do the Korean accent, because I felt it coming. But try to hear this city girl mentality coming and how it's like globally change the trajectory on how black people are seen, and then we start glorifying this music like this, it makes it worse, in my opinion. Yeah, because a few summers ago we were like, this wet ass pussy, and not too long before that we were like, little bitch, you can't fuck with me, I got bloody shoes, whatever. Is that how it goes? But but way before then, we were talking about how it was about queen bitch, and you got it going on. What? I used to be scared of now I thought, so it changes, but it's just, I feel like it's just it's going down.
So I think, so you both are kind of the saying similar things where this isn't a new concept. Like every generation has had it, but it might be getting a little more, especially with this current stream of things. It's definitely more direct, more in your face, more abrasive, extremely unapologetic for how it's presented and how it's perceived. I personally think that it really is all in the perception. And I can only speak from my perception because that's the only one that I have direct, and that's all I can speak from. But like, so for me, like songs like this and the songs that like you mentioned, PJ, are very much like they're fun for me. They're fun songs that I can sing along to, enjoy the beat, and kind of put on a bit of a costume, if you will, because, and this is really getting back to like the roots of like highly melanated and just us coming from different backgrounds and different upbringings, and all of us having our unique perspectives. Like I've said it, on the show from the beginning, like I grew up kind of like Black upper middle class. So I personally, I didn't grow up, knowing like what a scammer was or what a booster was, because that wasn't in my peripheral. I didn't have any direct experiences with that. So for me, like hearing these lyrics and like hearing the beats that go with it, like I can I very much am detached from it, I think. And that's why I can have fun with it, because I know that like that's not my lived experience. What I'm very interested in hearing is for people who is like she's singing about their lived experiences. I would love to know what their perception of the song is, and like what their perception of the impact that this song is having, one, on our community, and then just kind of like what both of you guys are saying, because it is, so popular, and because it is, kind of mainstream like hip hop and rap, and this is what the world is seeing. So this is the perception that the world is getting, how that impacts how other people see Black people, because now it like I could, like you said, like I could go to Korea and someone's gonna look at me and be like, oh, that's a scamming ass bitch. And I'm be like, what are you talking about?
Oh, you want to fight?
I've never boosted anything in my life.
Oh, you want to fight?
That's what you heard about me. So
right.
that's what your takeaway is without even knowing me, which is all very interesting. So I guess I can kind of see like both sides of the coin. Like I can see like how this is just like a fun, like poppy, like kind of song that you can just, bounce your head along to and not take it too seriously. But then on the flip side of it, like it is that serious. There is a lot of implications that come with it that are important to discuss, especially in the Black community.
And so like while you took it there, right? So I come from, there are boosters in my family. And so like, y'all have experienced, I steal candy bars. So, but that's just, just a little.
Allegedly. Don't come for us, FBI.
Allegedly.
Okay.
I don't steal them. I just borrow them, digest them, and then give them back to the universe.
I'm screaming.
But, it's not lost on me that this is people's lived experience. Because there are portions of it that it's my lived experience. There are portions of it where like I can get it and I see it, and I always feel like it's like walking a thin line of projection of I'm better than you, or an elitist attitude saying like, this music is horrible. Like I'm better than you because I don't listen to this. No, it just doesn't interest me. But I also like for me, I get bothered by seeing us fighting on social media. I get bothered by all the wild and weird things that they like, all the world star things, all the things that we get presented, and then that's how people see us. And I don't know this song. I don't know this girl. I don't know this lady. I know I saw parts of like, I'm still figuring out who Drewski is. And, I am aging myself, and I understand like he's a comedian, he's funny, this and that, whatever, but it's just like corny. But, but I'm like, they're I don't know, because I hear it as it comes out of my mouth, and it's like, you do sound a little elitist. Just a little bit. You sound like you're like saying it in a way that you're better than me because I listen to this and this is what I like. And you can like it, but just know that what happens when you when you promote this, especially on social media, that this stuff is everywhere, and how you're now seen in a corporate environment, any type of social environment or whatever have you, like, I think that there's things that should be just good for us and not for public consumption.
But how? Go ahead, Chris.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, but that's part of the issue, isn't it? Like, I feel like it's one of those things where I feel like for the most part, people would be able to listen to this song at a party, have fun in that moment, dance,
Right.
bop along to the beat, and leave it there. But
No, yeah.
but go ahead.
No, I started to jump on that because that was what I was going to say. I think the problem that I have with this is that the way that the media pumps everything out, I won't even leave it up all to the artists, but the way that the media pumps everything out because they know what sells, and then they kind of like jump on that, and then they suck the life out of that until they move on to the next big thing, whatever that is. It kind of creates an echo chamber to all of those groups that we're talking about. Both the people who it's their lived experience, both the people who have never experienced before, and they just like the music, and then the people who are on the outside looking at us saying, like, this is only them, right? You hear or you're blasting that type of music all the time because it sells, and so now you have white people, you have people of other races thinking, oh, that's all they're about. All they're about is stealing and boosting and doing all this other stuff. Then you have the people who have never lived it, but they feel like that's the life that they're supposed to have. Mm-hmm. And so you have essentially three groups of people stuck in where they're at that cannot communicate. That's the problem that I have. I don't have a problem with someone like Blair or anybody else who wants to listen to their ratchet music, but is that everything? Is that all that we are? And you, Blair, because you're of sound mind and sound heart, you're able to say, nah, I'm more than this. But I constantly see people, like PJ was saying earlier, who that's their life. That's who they've made their life into a caricature. And that's who they are. And you can't tell them otherwise because they need to be like, and I'm just naming names, but they need to be like the Cardi B. They need to be like the Little Kim. They need to be like whatever. That's the problem that I have.
And so I'm gonna just up this and ante just a little bit more. Here's a little seasoning for this. On the back end, as a person who goes into high schools, and these are the kids now who are affected by listening to this drill music, listening to this. I'm not going to sit here and say you can't listen to this kind of music, because do what you do, because back in the day, shit, you know, a girl a freak of the week. You know what I mean? We were listening to all the different kinds of things. However, I do know that, or I feel in my soul that if this music and how it's evolved and the music that's being pushed out versus the music that's actually real music that's being made that has some kind of depth to it, or not even the AI music, because that's another conversation for another day. But it is poisoning the minds of these children, in my opinion, to now they think that this is who they have to be. Like what you were saying, Chris, this is who they have to be. When in reality, no.
But I think we're getting into a category where we think that there's a universal definition as to what is music with depth versus music without depth. And I challenge that, because like the song is ratchet by the you know, the colloquial definition of the word, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't have depth. Like, I think that maybe it's not the type of depth that like we would like for people to idolize, but I feel like there still is like a message behind the song, and I do feel like there is like a lot of relatability to people who can relate to it. the issue that I think that most people, and that you guys both had brought up separately with this kind of music, is how other people who are not Black perceive it, and how that kind of skews what their perception of Black people is. And the thing that I hate about that so much is, again, it censors us in a way where we can't just enjoy the music without feeling like we got to, you know, put on for our people, or like make sure that like there's so much micromanaging that we as Black people have to do about how other people see us. And music is supposed to be kind of an area where you can just express yourself, have fun. There's no boundaries. There's no limits. You don't have to feel, you know, like you're, like you have to manage what other people think. And here we are doing exactly that.
No. Okay. So I'm not doing that. I'll just reiterate again. I don't mind you listening to whatever you want to listen to. I don't even think it's necessarily just the outside looking at us and judging us for what we like, and then they're not being understanding. I think the thing that, if I had to come up with a solution that's not really an exact one, but I think that the thing that I think that we're getting away from these days is a certain level of balance for everyone. Recently, I'll tell you a brief story. Recently, I went, every once in a while, annually, I kind of like get together with some of my high school friends. There's a biology teacher who, you know, she just likes seeing us, and then we, you know, hang out, have some food or whatever. I went recently, maybe a couple weeks ago, and we were just talking about different things. I was in a like an honors program. The school already had an honors program, but I was in an honors program that basically was not really any different than a lot of what the school already had, except the experiences were different. Mm-hmm. So they would take us to go to see this play, do this, be in a genetics lab, all this other stuff like that. That was the only thing that was different. And we collectively talked amongst ourselves, and we said the people who just did this, you know, even though the school already had that, it's a little bit different in terms of what the experience that you have. There's different things you want to explore, more things. I hear parents talk about it all the time. I didn't just allow my kid to do this. You know, they just wanted to play basketball, but I encouraged them to play baseball and do this and do that. I think there's something to be said about making sure that someone is well-rounded, because then you don't have somebody, whether they be on the outside or the inside, that's saying, nah, this is just what it is, or this is what they are. And I'm that's what I'm concerned about. Listen to all the ratchet music all you want. Did you listen to Beethoven? Did you listen to this? Do you look like Spanish music? Do you like whatever? And I don't think that's happening.
And so, like, what it reminds me of is that episode of The Boondocks, the episode where MLK came back alive, and he walked in, and he was like, "You niggas make me sick," or whatever the actual words that he said. But It was just because they were just like, "This is not what we fought for," and it's a double-edged sword, because it kind of is, because it is kind of.
I was going to say, but is it not?
Yeah,
maybe it didn't go quite in the direction that our forefathers might have, you know, anticipated. But the fact is that we can express any type of ourselves that we want to express. We have the freedom to be able to do that. And so sometimes, you know, this side wins out a little bit more, but I hear what you're saying, Chris. And sometimes like the other side needs to be exposed too, or needs to have opportunity for exposure. But whose responsibility is that at the end of the day?
Well, you know, it really is. I mean, I think that's really, you know, up to parents and guardians where she. Wait, side note, everybody. Comet jumped up on me, and then so PJ decided to hold his dog, and then now I don't know what Blair is about to bring back. Okay, she brought back a plant.
come on, white, black, and green. Our children are in the camera.
I had to go get my baby, one of my babies.
No, but I just think that's really up to mentoring and fostering and that's guardians, that's teachers, that's the community. Like it's not just one person. But that's what I think bothers me. Yeah, you can listen to all the music that you
But
want.
is that more so for our youth who are at the most influential periods of their life? Is that who you're speaking about? Or are you speaking to, a 41-year-old woman who enjoys,
No, but see,
the
but
ratchet
no,
beats?
I'm going to say the youth, but you have to also realize the 41-year-old woman at one point was the youth.
Right. So
So
that's the
that's
thing. I think like it's one of those things where, and again, I think we're talking about like a couple of different topics all kind of woven into it.
yeah,
One
absolutely.
being what our perception is and how we feel about, this kind of music. And then what it does to the community is another, topic. And then thirdly, like you said before, I think Chris, the third is broken down into the three levels. There's like our perception, the community's perception, and then the perception of
The others.
people who are not in the community of us. So it's so multi-layered. And I think that like, I guess I just kind of feel very much like it was I really resonated with this when it came out. So Chris Rock had done, I forget which stand-up it was, but in one of his stand-ups, he was basically like more or less like defending like rap music. And he was saying that like, women specifically, especially black women, like will be like popping along to like, whatever song, like, shake that ass, bitch, do the bounce, just a lot of like, in any other context, it would be offensive because like, why are you talking to me like that? Right. But in rap music, it's accepted because it's, fun and there's a hot beat behind it and you can dance to it kind of thing. And so in the stand-up, he was kind of like breaking it down in those kind of like terms. And basically, and then he ended it with like, somebody like confronting this, persona of this black woman saying like, like, why are you allowing this? And the response was, he ain't talking about me. And then you just continue to just go about it. So I think that like that kind of really summed it up pretty well for me, because like when I listen to this kind of music, or when I listen to music that is ratchet and there's what can be considered derogatory, language towards me specifically as a black woman, I don't take it personally, because like he said, like he ain't talking about me, like not me specifically, because I can detach from it. Right. But just like what you're saying, Chris, like when it is a young, like a younger person who is the most, vulnerable, influential, impressionable time of their life, this really is kind of helping to form what their identity is or who they choose to identify as. So everything that they're taking in, on social media, through music, through regular television, and journalistic media, all of this is playing a part. So it is important that they do get everything, so that everything kind of has an impact on them and they are able to choose which path they kind of want to dig deeper into.
And so this is my issue with it. Okay, so like I'm here for it. Like I like ratchet music too. I don't like it as much as the next person because it goes in one ear and out the other. I literally don't remember a lot of these lyrics to a lot of these songs. That if it's playing on the radio or if it's playing I'm out and about, I'll know it. But you're not gonna see me sitting walking down the street talking about, little bitch, you can't fuck with me if you. I still don't even know I don't even know, but. My problem is just the way that it's promoted, the way that it's pushed through, the way that, and it's pushed through in specific not in urban areas, and how it creates, in a way, coming from the mouth of PJ, it creates, if you do not have the strongest support system, the strongest whatever you got going on as far as who's raising you or who's there to show you right from wrong or instill in you integrity and all these other things, it is pushing this agenda that you are nothing more than what this is. You are nothing more, and you will not be nothing more. So just embrace it and just say fuck it. Like shout out to Kid Fury when he was creating Rap Shit, right? And so Rap Shit was on HBO, and I actually did enjoy the show. I know it wasn't for me because I'm not really into all of that, right? But those are people's lived experiences. Same thing with P Valley. Like, you know, a lot of that, a lot of these shows that are put in, they know, oh, the black people are going to eat this up. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this out. Let's do this because, you know, but mind you, there's a handful of us, not just a handful of us, but there's a plethora of us who are hungry, and not for like conscious music, but just hungry for music or television or anything in media that has purpose, that's not about making us look or sound or act like fools, like showing the intelligence that we have. And this is probably PJ being an elitist about this, and I don't want to be, but I just don't like it.
No,
I don't like it. I don't like it for me.
I hear you.
So it's just for me. You, Blair, I love that. And that's why you are our ratchet spiritual advisor. So like, that's why, like, I really wanted to have this conversation, especially to hear your viewpoint, to maybe like, okay, PJ, I think you have some good points, but hear about it like this. And like, okay, so, you know, and you have so far, right? So this is why it's important for us to always have friends who are not of the same walk as we are, because they teach us different experiences and different ways to live our life.
And I'm not saying that I disagree with either of you. I do think that like there definitely is a lens that we need to look through and see like how this is affecting the community. And just to your point, PJ, about like you don't like that you feel like, you know, our community is specifically being like targeted and marketed to. But on the other side of that, and again, I don't disagree with you. I think that just like that's how I feel like with McDonald's. Like how the McDonald's ads are just they are targeted to and for black people. You know, like you don't really see McDonald's ads that are very diverse anymore. It's all very, you know, Afrocentric. But on the other side of that, I think that like the people who are creating this music, you know, Black artists, Afro-Latina artists, artists who are, you know, part of the community, they're not making this music with white people in mind. They're not making this music with, you know, Korean people in mind. Whatever it is, like the music they're making is part of whatever their experience is or whatever they feel like they have some type of authority to speak on. So that's, I guess that also kind of like, I feel like that kind of ties into why it is marketed towards black people so heavily.
And why I feel it that way also is because we are not just the builders of this country, but we are the financial backbone of this country, you know? So we spend money. And so like cater to this because look, this is what they're into. So if we change this up and this and that, whatever, they're gonna buy into it because they buy everything. You know, this put it out without even thinking of the consequences. And I don't know.
But that's also kind of like the just the natural evil that comes along with any type of sale. Like you're not going to create a product unless you know people are going to buy it, and then you create that product with the people that you buy in mind, so that way it appeals to them. And that's with anything.
Correct.
You know?
Right.
I mean, going back to PJ's point, I just want us to be able to, I want there to be enough room to allow for there to be pockets so that you can explore yourself and then develop yourself into your full self. Like if you are going to be just that ratchet bitch, and then that's who you are.
That's the way he said it. that ratchet bitch.
I mean, like, if that's who you're going to be, then like, okay, so be it. But I know like some of the most profound moments for me was when I would, I'm listening to the same thing over and over again, and I stumble upon a new piece of music. Like for me, now the thing that I love to throw on is jazz, because I didn't realize that jazz was that branch for me. Mm-hmm. And that unlocked something in me, going back a few years ago when I started to like really get into it. And I just want people to be able to experience that, because I think you learn different things about yourself. You might learn that you want to play an instrument. Agreed. You might learn that this is what allows me to focus, and this is how I complete my content or complete my work or whatever it is. I just want us to be round enough. Fuck what the people say on the outside, right? Because that's always going to be a stereotype. Mm-hmm. But I want us to be whole. And as whole as possible.
Yeah. I would love for us to be whole, but shame on BET, in my opinion. In the words of PJ, shame on BET. But it's BET. But I'm bringing it back to how many years ago was this? Was this like 2 years ago with the low vibrational plates? Like it's giving very like
giving low vibrational plate.
Like it's giving very let's keep us here. Let's promote it. Let's do this. Let's celebrate it because this is what the kids and the people love. But also like let's add some other stuff in there that like it would be awesome. It would be awesome if. Like, I love it when I'm loving it now. I didn't love it at first. And this stuff takes time, right? So, like, I have now been getting a little bit more into Glorilla's music, right? And it's mostly because when I listen to her talk.
You couldn't have picked the worst time.
Okay, Jesus Christ. I have no idea.
Couldn't have picked the worst time.
To get into
I'll tell you about it later.
Oh God! But so here's the reason why I even brought her up into this conversation. Listening to her speak, you realize that some of the things that she's saying is her lived experience and how she was raised and how she brought up and how she speaks and how she talks. That is who she is, or who she's promoting to be, or who the label says that you have to be in order for people to get this money. Make you this money, or whatever. It's just like the idea of all these lace fronts and all these baby hairs. That's not how your hair grows, boo-boo. But like, black men stay out of women's business. Shut up, Philip. So, but the way she just looked at the camera, like, yeah, nigga. But it's true. It is true. It is true. We need to.
But that's part of what we're talking about. Is like people should have the freedom to be able to express themselves however they want to.
Yeah,
regardless.
I'm not saying
but that's what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying. It's like people should be able to just express themselves however they want to, whether that's through lace fronts and baby hair, or whether it's through, ratchet music, or whether it's through jazz music, like Chris is saying. But like, I think like the
not you drawing on the baby hairs.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry. With a Sharpie. Continue.
All right, Charlie Brown. Like Charlie.
Go ahead.
What we're definitely all in agreement on is that there needs to be a more balanced exposure for our youth.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Absolutely. Because this is not the only way that Black people get down, essentially.
Right.
Like let's be so for real about it.
And I was what are you doing?
My love. Sorry, she did it. Did you
ever dream of candy coated?
Now, when we get, so we're at the age, right? So when they get older and their grandchildren, they say, "What my grandpapa? What did y'all listen to when y'all were kids?"
Where all my scamming ass niggas at? Spending that money fast.
Right? It was like
20s, 50s, 100s cash. Boy, go on that go yard.
And I love how I I love the fact that looking at you, you would never know that this is the kind of music you like, right? Like
and that's
and just like I love the fact about looking at me, like those reels that when they're just walking and you think the music that you think they're listening to, and then it plays the actual music they're listening to. Like for me, most of the time it's like Broadway shit. Like it's like fucking show tunes and shit, and nobody would think that. You would think I'm listening to something else, but it's literally and all the other craziness, So,
so that also is. I think that reels like that are helping with dispelling these myths and these stereotypes. Is like you cannot judge a book by its cover. You can't look at somebody and assume that you know who they're all about because of what you've seen in the media. So I appreciate videos like that because it really is helping dispelling that myth.
That's very true.
I think for the most part, overall, I don't know what I mean. I guess I do kind of know. Like I said before, like it makes me. It's really at the end of the day, it's the beat that really gets you. Because like, at least for me, because like I hear the beat and I be in it. The only I won't say the only, but when it comes to like Megan Thee Stallion, for example, like I feel a type of like a level of empowerment with her lyrics, which for all intents and purposes might seem, might be considered on somebody's scale, might be ratchet, but a lot of like what she says and the way she says it is just so very strong that that's what I am connecting with. So I might not, have like the same like experience or like, can specifically relate to like what it is that she's saying, but I can identify and relate to the strength that she's saying it with. And I think that's why for me, I so enjoy her music because she's very bold. She has a very solid opinion and she has a very, direct way of delivering whatever it is that she's saying. And that's what makes me really connect with her. So it's not really so much about like what it is that she's saying, but her delivery.
I agree. I agree. I'm probably not the target audience also because I stay listening to what I listen to. And so like, I get it. I if I'm at a party or a club or wherever and any of that comes on, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to go back to either where I was sitting, standing, or I'm gonna go outside. Because it's not for me, nor is it made for me because I'm not into that. Right? I'm not going to judge. I'm try my best not to judge anybody because, we all judge, right? Even though, we listen and we don't judge. I'm going to try my best not to judge anybody for you liking this music. But my problem is not about the music itself. It's just how it's promoted and how it's pushed ahead of things that are actually helpful. Like things that are actually like that young woman, Eniko. Let me.
She's a singer.
Yeah, so like Taraji had said one of her lyrics.
Yes.
During the award show, which we know that Blair you don't watch. But okay, wait.
Blair doesn't watch award shows.
But the one, where is it? Is it Jericho? Is it that the one?
Jericho. Yep.
Wait, we're fast forwarding. You remember the song?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so like there are artists like that, and not just like that, but I mean obviously that's the kind of stuff that I'm into. So like there are artists who are putting more thought and care into their lyrics versus something that's just catchy and poppy, and so it can sell more and then reach more people by saying less. Just how they're dumbing down television, just how they're dumbing down movies, just how they're dumbing down everything. And what ends up happening is that society gets dumber and dumber and dumber, and no one wants to try to do anything. No one wants to listen to jazz. lo-fi beats. No one wants to open their minds and become something greater than what society is saying you already are, based on what we push out there for you. That's the point I make.
I'm glad that you said the money part, because I think that's part of the barrier on both sides. You want to, yeah, this is your lived experience, and so you can put it out there, but you also know that it's catchy. So maybe you over embellish and you do more things and say more things than that maybe not didn't really happen, or maybe we could have did without having to know certain things. And then on the other side, it's like, I play jazz. The only way for me to get into something more or bigger is I have to change my art or change my craft, because of the fact that, you know, I need to make money. Like certain people that, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on what you like or love or your perspective, but some people, they have made it so far that they can start really enjoying the journey for themselves and really start pushing their craft, because now they don't need the money, they don't need the platform. The best example of that is Andre 3000. When he came, you know, everybody knows Andre 3000, but his latest album was just a bunch of flutes. And people were like, what the fuck is this shit? You know, why would I even, you know, purchase this album? Da, da, da. But that's what he loved.
That's
and
why
quite
he did
frankly,
it.
And quite frankly,
So did I.
I liked it too, because it was just really chill. And, you know, I could, you know, clean up the house, or I could do whatever. But he's at that point where it does not matter to him. And I just want people to be able to, once again, strike up that balance, that it doesn't matter so much, because they are doing something that is meaningful.
If it's your art, it's your art, and you want to make your art, but let your art have meaning. And if that has purpose and meaning for only you and those that you are in your community, then sell it to those. Make it just for those, and that's it. But then when it becomes worldwide, and granted, we can't control what the world is like, what they see, and what other countries start thinking. Especially, like, we just had Pride Month. Let some person from whatever country, I was about to say the wrong country, but let somebody else come from some other country and just start talking to me like I am in ballroom, but talking to me like I'm about to sit here and do death drops and all these things, and I'm like, I don't do that. You know, I understand that I'm of that community and I'm of the sub community in it, but that's not me. I'm not that air quotations. I'm not that gay, meaning that air quotations gay, not, you know, quantifying, just not that individual of gay, brand of gay,
right,
if that makes sense.
Right.
So people can say, oh, but you not that gay. No, I'm not that one. When I like rap music. I like hip hop music. I like old school hip hop music. And we're talking about old school like MC Lyte and stuff like this. And even like Megan Thee Stallion is probably the last of the Mohicans, of the new artists that have come out within the last generation that I can say, you know what, I can fuck with. Anyone else, I'm like, unless I'm starting to hear your words and your words really start to get to me. But that's just based on what I like. And I can't control what other people like. What I can suggest is that we just open our minds up. And I can suggest that the record executives and other people who are in charge of the radio stations and things like that, put a limit on, okay, is this really helpful?
But now you're asking people who are in the world of business to have a moral compass.
Yeah.
While we would love in an ideal world for that to be the case, it's really hard in a world where business corrupts so much, and, you know, the almighty dollar corrupts so much. But that just leads back to, I think, what we're all kind of saying is that, like, people as individuals across the board need to have some kind of autonomy over who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that means, like, what you choose to listen to, what you choose to expose yourself to, what you choose to educate yourself in. That's a you responsibility kind of thing. Separately, when it comes to our youth who are so impressionable, there does have to be more of a community effort to expose them to a whole spectrum of opportunity. So yes, there's the ratchet music is out there, but just like Chris, you were saying, there is the jazz that's out there too. You know, like let them see like the full scale of what is being created in the world, and then teach that child or that youth to have enough personal I can't talk today, to have enough personal autonomy to be able to make educated decisions for themselves.
Correct.
Yeah. Agreed.
Hold on. Well, y'all, it's up to y'all. It's up to how do y'all feel about this? Y'all don't be talking to us, but there's no place for y'all to talk to us on anyway. But but for those of you who are listening to this, and you know, like, if what we said vibes with you in any kind of way, you know, feel free to reach out to somewhere in the universe. We'll find it.
We'll find it. Send us individual DMs.
Yeah.
Send the highly melanated group a DM. We'll check it. Maybe.
Always
you know,
searching
email
the
us. You know,
ether.
if y'all remember what it was, it's still
Wow. Let's not do any of that, because when's the last time any of us had checked that email box?
Actually, I have to, because it's in my.
Oh, you have to. That's right. Never mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see how easily she gave that responsibility up? She's like, oh, you?
Oh, that's you. Go ahead.
Go ahead with your bad self.
I do check it. But I'm glad that we actually had this conversation. We can have serious conversations, be silly at the same time. You know, we can do it because we're black people. Black people are not a monolith. Back to that saying, and music is not a monolith. It's supposed to do all the things. It just doesn't have to do all the things, I guess, for everybody.
It does different things for different people.
But just don't come up in my motherfucking house thinking you're going to be a scamming ass bitch and you're going to be allowed to be up in my motherfucking house, okay? You scamming ass hoes, get the fuck out.
Put it down. Put it
Boosting
back.
bitches ain't allowed.
No boosting bitches.
Popping them tags just to flip it, pop them tags.
I was having this conversation.
Girl, going that go yard bag.
It's
First
the
of all,
it's the shoulder
can
shit
we
for it.
talk about when, how, and why go yard bags are so coveted? I don't get it.
Hey, what kind of bag is that?
It's a luxury bag that everybody
Like
seems
a Teflon bag?
No, but yes.
Why should it look like a Chinese food bag?
We might as well just go around wearing the Chinese slippers again.
Hey, look, that was a vibe.
It was a
Chinese slippers?
Oh. That looks like that looks like a bag that you pick up at Kmart
How
to
much
put
is that?
stuff in.
Thousands of dollars.
Oh, I need to go make a bag.
Okay. Listen, just put some socks together and make a bag.
Slap a label on it. You good to go.
Because why does that cost
Yeah,
so
I don't.
much?
But that's another conversation for another day. I'm not a. Yeah, we gonna leave it there. Gonna leave it there.
Well, guys, thank you for taking the time to listen to another episode of Highly Motherfucking Melanated. The safe space where it's okay to be ratchet if you want to be ratchet. In a safe space, it's okay to not judge those that do.
Or carry a Goyard bag.
Or listen to jazz.
Or rock.
Or
Beyonce.
flutes.
Or gospel.
Instrumentals.
Yeah, anybody. Anything.
Lo-fi. Korean pop.
Lo-fi beats do it for me. That
yes.
That does it for
Absolutely.
me. So when I know that I need to get work done, I'm not listening to words because I get distracted. So I need to hear just the instrumentals, or I need to hear jazz music. I need to hear those kind of things. When I'm doing things, I still have these 7 bags of laundry that needs to get done, y'all. I still haven't done anything.
Why do you have 7 bags?
I feel so much judgment.
I mean,
it was a question. Answer it.
Because it was hot. I tried carrying them things down. I carried them down 4 flights of stairs, and I walked half the block, and I said, I'm going back upstairs. I'm not doing this.
I do not have 7 bags of laundry, but I also have a studio apartment without a closet, so.
You also don't you have a laundry thing in your building?
I do.
Yeah. The both of you.
I don't have I wish.
Oh, you don't?
Hell no.
I thought you did.
Nope.
All right, I apologize. You lived in the Bronx. What,
Yeah, that's true.
Shout out to the Bronx, y'all. Don't come for me. Don't come for me.
Right, I was about to say they will travel down into Brooklyn and find you.
I'm in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go to Texas.
This ain't Texas.
Woo! And oh my God, when is the album coming out? Did you guys see she dropped Morning Dew online?
So I don't like it.
You don't like? Don't.
I don't.
I didn't even hear. I don't think.
So
I've
here's
heard
what
it.
here's my original.
As you sip champagne, watching purple.
I can't
Wait,
tell
but
you.
is it
I
gonna
can't
be
tell
one
you
of
a
those
lyric
things,
of it,
PJ?
but it's good.
What-
It's good background music. I don't.
But you said that before as well, and then you were just like, "I love this entire album and her feet and her toes."
I have.
And the crust in between her feet and her toes.
Right.
Did I tell y'all about the dream that I had that I was married to Beyonce?
Have you seen this? There's some person,
She completely ignored
some
you. She said,
African
"Shut the fuck up."
warlord somewhere issued a challenge to Jay-Z talking about come fight me for Beyonce. Talking about
Listen,
I'm gonna send it to y'all, but basically, like he put out like this public statement saying like he can't afford, like he doesn't deserve her. He doesn't. I mean, but I'm a mind my black ass business.
Because Solange
my
did
marriage.
what she did, so I'm
over here. I judge not unless she be judged. Okay, but I'm just
gonna
saying.
drink my water.
So he basically like said like he issued like a challenge to him talking about if he doesn't come like fight me for her, then like he's. Anyway, it was hilarious.
And here's
people out here issuing what is it? What back in the day, like a duel to the death kind of thing. Basically.
I only don't like it. It's not that I don't like it. It's just not memorable to me. So I don't know. I've listened to it over and over again. I still can't remember the words. Like there's
what?
nothing.
Oh, Morning
To
Dew.
dunk.
Oh, okay.
Morning Dew donk.
okay. Blair,
Don't.
did you record this? Okay.
Okay, right. So
I love it.
No,
I love
mind
it
you,
so
I
much.
did not
That
say.
is my jam.
Okay, I did say.
Don't.
I said-
I loved it from day one.
Y'all not gonna do this to me, okay?
Note the time.
Timestamp July 7th.
9:01 p.m.
I do like the song, just not.
It's already happening.
You have to backtrack so hard. You are going to be
On
so
that-
full for me
on-
and your words.
On that note, peace, love, and
Eating your words later.
Just watch. It's not even going to be, it's going to be this time next week. Hey guys, I have a confession. I actually love it. I took some time to really listen to it.
That's
and it really resonated with
y'all
me.
think y'all know me
And
so fucking well. Y'all,
because you act like you haven't said these exact words before.
Hilarious. Down to the T, baby.
Know you better than you know your damn self.
It's okay.
It's okay.
listen
We
and
forgive
we
you in
don't
advance.
judge.
We listen
Right.
and we don't judge. You see, we're not paying you any mind.
all right.
And on that note,
Donkey, donkey, donk. Is that how it goes? Okay.
you don't.
Don't. I don't want to like it. I don't want to like
It's
it.
too late.
But you do.
I do. I don't want to.
But you see, it hasn't even been a full 60 seconds.
Right. What the fuck?
Good night, people.
Backtrack so quick with that one, didn't ya? Didn't ya?